kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think we're on the run.
Welcome along to Monmouth Green. There's a big crowd here. There's a smashing atmosphere, and we've got a great night of Speedway to look forward to between first v second, and Kelvin Tatum alongside me here down in the pits area. Kelv, it's all set up beautifully for a great night of Speedway.
Yeah, really looking forward to it, Nigel. You know, top of the table clash between the best two teams in the country at the moment. I sense it could be a dress rehearsal for the playoff finals itself. We'll have to wait and see on that, but there's no question it's a mouth-watering meeting in prospect.
Well, we're in tonight for Abby, who's taking a well-earned holiday. We hope Abby's enjoying herself tonight. We're going to enjoy the Speedway.
Yes.
Peterborough Panthers labelled Dad's Army. Kelv, was there any truth in the rumour that you attempted in a comeback by an approach from Peterborough?
Yes, I was desperate to ride Nige, absolutely desperate, but I was too young, mate, just too young. But no, they have done remarkably well. They've taken the league by storm.
Yeah, the experience has just stood them in great stead, hasn't it? They've been brilliant. And let's take a look at the Premiership League table right now. The way they've gone about it, Peterborough, is magnificent. 6 away wins, and it's just been superb. 16 meetings ridden. They've got meetings in hand on Wolverhampton, but we must emphasise, Kelv, Wolverhampton win tonight, they will finish top of the league.
Yeah, so plenty to race for. Of course, Peterborough will be coming here. Rob Lyons will be having his team really wound up tight. So you've got to believe that they'll be very keen to try and get a result here. And they've got track specialists in their side, with Harris and Nichols winning British titles here in the past.
Yeah, they've done a lot of laps around here, the Peterborough riders, and very successfully as well. Hans Anderson down at reserve. We'll look at the team news soon. But first of all, there is another Premiership meeting tonight. It's about 80 miles up the M6 from here in Manchester. Bellevue Aces, who are already in the playoffs, they're assured of it. Kings Lynn Stars, and looking ahead to that one for us is Dave Rowe.
Yes, Bellevue complete their regular campaign here tonight against the Kings Lynn Stars. The Aces have made the playoffs. They're looking to go into those playoffs in good form after last week's impressive victory over the Sheffield Tigers. One change at reserve for the home side. Theo Piper comes in as a late guest replacement. It was to have been Aaron Summers, but he has now retired. And of course, the Aces are without Richie Worrell. He will come back though for the playoffs. Richie Worrell back in action for Edinburgh in the Championship in the last few days. He has to sit out 28 days in the top league. That's why Theo Piper guests tonight. The big team news though comes on the Kings Lynn side, where Craig Cook, who of course was axed by the Stars after just 2 meetings this season, he is back to make a guest appearance in place of Richard Lawson, who is out with a broken collarbone. And of course it was Lawson who replaced Cook in the side back in late May. Plenty of speculation as to where Craig Cook will end up in the Premiership in 2022. As far as the Kings Lynn are concerned, what we do know is that both Lawson and Thomas Jorgensen have been confirmed in their team for next season. But tonight, can Bellevue finish their league campaign on a high ahead of the playoff campaign? It's Bellevue Aces against Kings Lynn Stars here at the National Speedway Stadium.
Thanks, Dave. Yes, and always brilliant racing around Bellevue. We know that, of course. I'm sure we're going to see some good racing here tonight at Monmouth Green as well. It's a unique track, of course. We've seen many great races here down the years, and there's nobody better qualified to give his opinion on track conditions. He's got the dirtometer. Let's head out there to Kelv.
We're back at Monmouth Green for the top of the table clash between the Panthers and the Wolverhampton Wolves tonight. I've made my way down to the start line, where plenty of track grading has gone on. Dirtometer out, and here down on gate number 1 you can really see there's plenty of grip here, and that will delight the riders. There's some plenty of water also going down. About gate number 3 here in the middle of the track, again pretty much consistent right the way across the start line, so that's going to really please the boys. And here on the outside of the start, gate number 4, a bit further to go to the first corner. Not quite as much, a little bit more resistance here, so let's keep an eye on how that works out during the evening. If we just pan around and have a look at the first corner as well, you really can see how it does tighten up quite significantly there on the inside. So you really have got to have your wits about you when you ride here at Monmouth Green. It is quite a challenging technical track, very different of course from Peterborough Panthers track at the showground, where it really is a big circle. It's a top of the table clash. This really could be a dress rehearsal for the playoff final itself. It's going to be a mouth-watering encounter. I'm really quite excited about it.
Thanks, Kelv. Yep, great insight into the Monmouth Green circuit, the shape of it and the track conditions ahead of tonight. Wolverhampton Wolves and Peterborough Panthers, first v second. We've picked a good one for you tonight. I'm sure you'll agree with that. Right, let's continue the build-up to the action with the two captains, with Steve Brandon.
Thanks, Nigel. Yeah, Sam Masters from Wolverhampton is going to toss the coin. Scott Nichols from Peterborough is going to call. Where you go, Sam? Heads is called. And I can't see. What is it? Hey, you better come and talk to me, Mr. Nichols. So you've won the toss. What are you going to take?
We're going to go 1 and 3, please.
Any particular reason for that here at Wolverhampton?
Just, you know, it's hard to not go 1 and 3 early doors. I think it's important for us to try and get off to a good start. We know the Wolves are strong at home, so see if the win on the coin toss not the only thing we win tonight.
Yeah, you say that. You have to win tonight, get 4 points to keep your hopes of finishing top alive.
It is, you know, there's a lot riding on the meeting, but in all honesty, we're in the playoffs. That's the main thing. I think whichever one of the top 4 you get is going to be tough. So, you know, it's nice to finish top, but it's not the end of the world.
All right, good luck to you and your
Thank
team.
you.
I'll bring Sam in. So Scott's taken 1 and 3. You've got 2 and 4, Sam. Pretty easy maths for Wolverhampton tonight. A win puts you top with choice in the playoffs.
Yeah, it'd be good to get a win. Obviously, we're missing Rory, so that's weakened us a little bit, and he ain't here to do his good captain's job either. But we know we've got to win to finish top, and that's what we're going for.
You coped with Rory's absence earlier in the season, so using rider replacement for him is not something you haven't experienced before.
That's right, and I think I'm the only one that can't take one of his rides, so all the boys have been doing quite good, especially here at home, and I think we'll be all right. But 2 and 4, so hopefully we can get off to a good start.
All right, good luck to you and Wolves.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sam Masters has been in great form this season. The Peterborough riders are coming out onto the track now to wave to the crowd and build up to the action. Just get a little sneak preview of the track conditions, and the Panthers lineup like this. Strength at reserve with Hans Andersen. The number 1, Ulrich Ostergaard, isn't here. He's back in Denmark recovering from a back injury. We wish him well. Your man to watch for the Panthers, Kel.
I've gone for Hans Andersen, a former Grand Prix winner down at number 7. That could have an instrumental part to play. He can have up to 7 rides, of course. They've always had a strong reserve. I will just say that congratulations to Chris Harris winning the British Grass Track Championship yesterday.
Yeah.
But Hans Andersen, I tell you what, he is a very experienced man, and down at number 7, he could well have a massive influence.
Here come the Wolverhampton Wolves table toppers. No Rory Schlein at 5. He's the skipper. He tested positive for COVID. That was announced on Friday, and we wish him well for a speedy recovery from that. Sam Masters is the skipper tonight, has been excellent. Your man to watch then, Kel, for the home side, the Wolverhampton Wolves.
On with Nick Morris, Nigel. He's been out for a period of time with concussion. He's had a couple of meetings. I spoke to him before the night has started, and he says that he's feeling good. He's looking forward to tonight and really having quite an impact. Morris has been part of this super team. They really are a smashing looking outfit. They've been in good form, and he'll be looking to get amongst the big points tonight. It's going to be tight tonight though, Nigel. I think the Panthers will push the home team here this evening.
Heat number 8 it is then, with Leon Flint going off the inside. Has ridden really well tonight and arguably deserves more than the 2 points he's got.
I think we've said that before.
Yes, absolutely. Hans Andersen goes off gate 2 in yellow. Luke Becker goes off gate 3 in red for the Wolves, and Chris Harris off the outside for Peterborough. So plenty of experience in the Peterborough side. We always say that whenever we refer to the Panthers. They've really had a great season. But it'd be interesting to see whether youth can beat experience here.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point. Here we go, we're about to find out.
What a start that is from Hans Andersen in yellow. He has made an absolute beauty, and Harris is alongside him. There you go. The old boys are doing the business for the Peterborough Panthers. The Dad's Army on the march, doing the business down the home straight. And they're on a 5-1 right now.
We've lost Becker as well, and that's disappointing for the home team. I don't quite know what's happened, but some sort of a mechanical issue with Leon Flint this time, who had a previous heat where he had some sort of issue. But this is good news for the Panthers, and it's going to tighten it all up again. And a 5-1 on the cards here. Fabulous start from Hans Andersen. Flew away from gate number 2, and he's joined by the full of confidence Chris Harris. Look at Harris go. He is loving these conditions. The grip on the outside, he's utilising it brilliantly. Running wide and finding lots of speed. Andersen in second place. Leon Flint cannot land a bow. Big response from the visitors here, Nige.
Peterborough Panthers get a 5-1 and level it up at the halfway stage of the meeting at 24 points apiece, and no substitute for experience. Harris and Andersen 5-1 over Flint and Becker, who retired. And imagine if this was a 2-legged playoff final.
Wow.
Every time Peterborough get a 5-1 in the away leg, it is absolutely vital. But tonight it's a one-off league meeting, and if Wolverhampton win this meeting, they finish top of the league. If Peterborough pinch the victory on the night, then we go on further, and we go to Peterborough next Monday on Eurosport. Harris and Anderson over Flint, a 5-1, levels it. What a meeting. Wolves 24, Peterborough 24. Everything we thought it would be tonight, Kel.
Yeah, nothing to choose between the two teams, and the reason being is with starts like that, I'll tell you what, he's going to get right amongst the points from now on. Harris joins him superbly around the outside. He loves the grip. Always been a rider that really enjoys conditions where the bike really digs in and pulls. He gets there alongside Becker. Becker has a problem, and that's a major disappointment. Right from the word go there, the bike just runs out of steam. I do hope that the fuel was on, because sometimes the fuel can be forgotten to be turned on. But out in front, Chris Harris, look at that, jumping around in the grip, really roaring to a victory here. And Hans Andersen will be pleased with his ride as well. Harris looking to the heavens, but I tell you what, the Dad's Army bouncing back here, looking really good. It's going to go all the distance. It's going to go to Heat 15 this evening.
Maybe they don't need you after all, Kel.
No, I don't know if I would have matched up to that.
Great stuff, Chris Harris.
Chris Harris would have had a physical long day yesterday, but he's showing plenty of strength and concentration here. Grass track racing, it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, and he's still racing often at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So great effort from him yesterday, and he's had 2 victories here this evening, and he's looking good once again.
Ryan Douglas going off the inside in blue for the Wolves, and it's Bjarne Pedersen, gate number 2 in white for the Peterborough Panthers. Nick Morris from Wolverhampton off gate 3 in red, and Hans Andersen is a reserve switch coming in for Drew Kemp in the yellow helmet colour for Wolves. Hans Andersen, you know, I remember way back, it's got to be about 2004, he was involved in a runoff with Michael Max here for Ipswich. That's how long ago it's been since he's been racing this track, and Wolverhampton have made a good one. Nick Morris in the red helmet colour, now charging hard around the outside is Hans Andersen, trying to get the better of Ryan Douglas. Douglas holds the line, but it's a good ride from Hans Andersen in yellow. The man at the back in white is Bjarne Pedersen. Douglas is still having a go though here, but as things stand, Wolverhampton on a 4-2, and they would retake the lead, Kel.
Yeah, Nick Morris has bounced back here. This is good stuff from him. He fired out of the start. Anderson is looking much more confident this time, like he did previously. He made a good start. Ryan Douglas is there. Bjarne Pedersen is struggling this evening, finding points very hard to come by. Douglas is using that castle corridor all the time up the inside. He's coming on. There's still some racing to go for second and third. Morris is out in front, dominating heat number 9. A 4-2 on the cards for the home team. Really tight Speedway once again. It is indeed. They're holding the line, and Hans Andersen holding that inside run to deny Ryan Douglas. Good win from Nick Morris for the Wolverhampton Wolves. That gives them a 4-2 in heat number 9, but it is still very, very close. Only 28-26. Only 2 points of difference between the two sides. Nick Morris is going to head back to the pits and get ready for his next race, because he has got a busy night with a rider replacement ride that he took for Schlein in heat 7. He'll end up taking 5, maybe 6 races tonight. Morris the winner, Hans Andersen second, Ryan Douglas was third, Bjarne Pedersen at the back. It's a 4-2 to Wolverhampton, who lead now here at Monmouth Green by 28 points to 26 with 6 races to go. Tapes up in heat number 9, and Nick Morris out of gate number 3 makes an absolutely superstar start there, allows the bike to hit the dirt and charges down the back straight. Hans Andersen comes around the outside of Douglas. Douglas had made a good start initially, but Hans Andersen is beginning to work it out here this evening, and this was a steady ride from him. Bjarne Pedersen was the one that misses out this time. He doesn't quite get to the first corner. It was actually all about the Wolves boys there from gates 1 and 3, but Douglas gets swamped by Hans Andersen as they go down that back straight on the opening lap. Nick Morris out in front, riding really nicely. 2 wins to his name so far this evening. Douglas very nearly gets the better of Hans Andersen there, just not quite enough room midway through the race. But a 4-2 to the home team, couple of points in it, still too tough to call at this stage. Yeah, good meeting here at Wolverhampton, that's for sure. And a reminder, we are at Peterborough next Monday as well for their meeting with Sheffield. The sides meet next Thursday, this coming Thursday, Peterborough and Sheffield at Ollerton. That's this Thursday night, and then they meet again at the East of England Arena next Monday. So we've got some big meetings still to come, plenty of Speedway still to come your way. All 6 playoff meetings will be shown
on Eurosport. I know a few of you were a little bit concerned mid-season about a lack of consistency with the Eurosport meetings, but we have got a bumper end to the season. All 6 playoff meetings will be shown live with us on Eurosport. And Scott Nichols trying a new bike out here in heat number 10.
We actually heard it being warmed up when we were just having a bit of a chat in the break there. Quite clearly not happy with the first one, so Scott's probably just been a little bit below par tonight. You would expect him to be able to win some races here. Hasn't managed to do so, so he's only got a couple of points to his name from 3 outings, so looking for better luck this time. He's up against Sam Masters, who's never easy to beat here. Probably becoming a real master of this track now, Sam Masters. He puts in big performances week in, week out, which is exactly what you want from your number one. Nothing to choose, 28 races against 26. And we've got Michael Palm-Toft here, who has won his last 2 rides, so keep your eyes on him.
Luke Becker's off the inside in blue, and he had that bike problem in his previous ride. Scott Nichols is back here on a new bike off gate 2 in yellow. Peterborough could really do with Scott coming to the party now. Sam Masters, the skipper, off gate number 3 in red, and Michael Palm-Toft off the outside in white.
Yeah, Becker, I think Becker actually found the problem. His bike just sort of conked out coming out of the first corner. But he's actually stayed on the original bike, so they've clearly sorted that out. This man on the outside, though, he hasn't had to change his bike at all because he's been winning races for fun. And I must say, he always comes to the party. He is a rider that often gets overlooked, but Palm-Toft wins races when it's really needed. And he's had a couple of wins so far this evening, exactly when the doctor ordered. Scott Nichols in gate number 2 on his spare bike. Can he win from there this time?
5 of the 7 Peterborough riders, all in the average region of 6 points. That's why they're so rock solid. And it's a great start from Nichols in yellow. Oh, how he needed that. Michael Palm-Toft has gone wide. But now, can Nichols dominate this race like we've seen him do so many times around this Monmouth Green Stadium track? Had a short spell with the Wolverhampton Wolves, of course, as injury cover. But he is a Peterborough rider, and he has got this place sorted in heat number 10.
Nichols out in front, the bike powered to the first corner. Clearly something wrong with the first one because he looks a totally different rider, full of confidence, bike working underneath him. Masters pushing on in second place, Becker in third, 3 all on the cards. But I'll tell you what, this is refreshing for Nichols, and particularly Rob Lyon, the Panthers team managers, into the last lap. And Scott Nichols looking much more comfortable on the second bike.
He is such a good rider around here, Scott Nichols. Doesn't matter what age he is. He is such a good rider around here. And he's going to take the checkered flag. That's more like it. And that is good news for Peterborough, by the way. That's great news for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Nichols is out in white in heat number 14. And that is a very important confidence-boosting win for Scott.
And for the team. Yeah, absolutely. And you could see right from the moment he dropped the clutch, the bike just charged forward. And whatever was wrong with the setup on the previous one, maybe too strong or something not quite right, that white bike was working a treat. And he won in fine style. And Masters and Becker, no easy 2 riders to beat round here.
Yes, indeed. Anderson going off the inside gate in white, then off gate 2 it is. Ryan Douglas for the Wolves. Chris Harris off gate 3 in yellow for the visitors, Peterborough. Harris, who's got 2 wins in a last so far. And Brock Nichol hasn't really fired tonight.
No, that's a bit of a surprise because normally he's really good round here. Might make up for it now.
Big race coming up. Oh, that's a fast getaway from the inside of the man in white, Hans Anderson, but he's been out-trapped by Ryan Douglas. The man at the back there is Brock Nichol in blue. Peterborough on a 3-all behind the leader Douglas, but here now comes Harris. Harris is going on really strong, just went off on one wheel, slightly there, dives into the turn, he's gone wide into the dirt around the outside. Douglas tries to hold the line, good Speedway as Harris gets him into turn 3.
Brilliant ride from Harris. Rider of the night so far. Douglas is coming on strong once again in second place. But Chris Harris, when he's at his best, he really is a sight to behold. A breathtaking move from Harris. And he's charging down the back straight. It looked like Hans Anderson was rolling a little bit on the inside, but he got away with it. And all of a sudden, Peterborough Panthers are really beginning to wind it on. It's all going to be square after this one, Nigel, and there's nothing to choose between those 2 teams once again.
Great ride from Chris Harris, doing it the hard way again. Pure entertainment. Great to watch Chris Harris, and he has been throughout his career. right from the early days when he raced in Cornwall with the Trelawney Tigers at the St Austell venue. That was a really unique place. That's some good riders. Matty Zagar
now
rode
that
there.
is a long time ago, because I rode against him there.
Have you got the black and white pictures?
I have indeed. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was uncalled for. Chris Harris, third win of the night, Nigel, and he looked really good there, ripping it round the outside.
Brilliant to see. Ryan Douglas was in second spot there, and Hans Andersen third. So what that means is that Peterborough get a 4-2, and they level it with 4 heats to go at 33 points apiece.
Yeah, nothing to choose between the two, and the reason being is that Chris Harris is there in third place at this early stage with Douglas out in front, and he knows exactly what he's heading for. Douglas elected to go to the inside, but he cannot resist this charge from Bomber Harris. Look at that, he just throws that back tire into the dirt, utilises the speed and gets his nose in front. A super ride, and a ride from a rider full of confidence. And terrific to see. Scotty Nichols also looking much better in his last ride. Hans Andersen back in third place, a 4-2 to the visitors, pushing this home team. They really are keeping the pressure well and truly on.
Wolverhampton, by the way, have got 7 from 3 rides from Rory Schline's outings, so they've covered pretty well. But here, in heat number 12, Drew Kemp off the inside for the Panthers, then it's Nick Morris for the Wolves, then it's Michael Palmtoft for Peterborough, and Leon Flint for Wolverhampton off the outside gate. We're in for a tense finish tonight, that's for sure.
We are indeed. And Nick Morris on his return to the team has done nicely. He'll be pleased with his 9 points. He's been well and truly on his game. And that'll be good for Pete Adams as well, just to see a rider. Always a concern when you have a concussion. You're never quite sure how long it's going to take to recover, but it does look... I saw him and he's clear eyes and he looks really relaxed, so riding nicely tonight. Important race this. Leon Flint and Morris, can they now pull away from the Panthers? The pressure's on.
Well, they're up against race winners in Palmtoft and Kemp. Here we go. Well, that was a quick getaway from Nick Morris in the red helmet colour, but Peterborough sat on a 3 apiece. Here comes Leon Flint. The red lights are on.
Yeah, it took a while to come on.
Took a while for them to come on. I wonder if Phil Griffin just waited to see how the race would develop.
Yeah, possibly. I think Morris may have been a touch eager there, and he did gain an advantage. Probably a warning coming his way.
Yeah, so heat number 12 will be rerun. We'll start again. I suspect it'll be all 4.
Gate number 2, red helmet colour. Oh no,
2 of them.
2 of them, Palmtoft as well.
Yeah.
And
wow.
They both get away nicely, so that's probably why. You see it again. Morris just a little, both of them jump almost, and they're unaware of each other because they're looking in opposite.
So we're told that Michael Palmtoft has got a warning.
He was the first one to move, but actually
Morris must get one.
Morris was unaware of that, so you would think that Morris would also get a warning, but hey, there we go.
We haven't heard that Nick Morris has been warned. Only Michael Palmtoft.
Or Palm Tree, as he's affectionately known in the team.
Just stop that, because we're going to say it in commentary.
Yeah, Michael Palm Tree in
No, please,
front.
stop.
Okay, sorry, I'll behave. Right, 33 points each. A bit of nervousness on the start there, quite clearly, with Palmtoft wanting to bounce back. He knows how it impart. Was it? Have I got that wrong? Palm Tree. Yeah. Chris Van Straten and Pete Adams there, just having a little bit of a chit chat.
A penny for their thoughts.
Well, I think they realise that this league title, if they're going to win it, is going to be tough. They've been in really spectacular form recently, but Peterborough, there's something about it, this Peterborough Panther team. They've got strength in depth and they know how to ride here.
Heat 12 it is. And it is second time of asking. Only Michael Palmtoft on a warning, we're told.
Are you sure that's his name?
Will you stop it? I'm questioning myself every time now. Scott Nichols started it in the interview.
He did, yeah, blame Scott.
Yeah, heat 12. Drew Kemp off the inside in yellow. Nick Morris off gate 3 in red. Michael off gate 3 in white. And Leon off the outside in blue.
Brilliant, yeah, Michael Palmtoft. A little bit too eager there. He got pushed wide in the first corner in his previous race, and that just put pay to his chances. So I think that's probably why he's a bit nervous on the start line now. Nick Morris, who's been also in prime form. Tense times now, here we go.
Yep, heat number 12 it is down, and they're away first time of asking this time, no problem. Nick Morris has made a good start. Can Leon Flint come around the outside in blue for the Wolverhampton Wolves? In he goes to turn 3. Can he hold the line? Palm Top takes him wide. He's in danger of losing third spot now to Drew Kemp as well. Leon Flint has got to be careful, he's got to the back. Peterborough charged through, Flint won't give up. It's all a battle for third spot here.
Oh!
He's running out of room.
Oh, no room down the back straight. Leon Flint, very vulnerable there with Drew Kemp alongside him. Gotta say, Morris made a smashing start and it's in the front. Leon Flint once again round the outside. Really having a go, but he's not quite there. He's only just alongside Drew Kemp. Terrific battle for third. Into the last lap, Nick Morris is out in front. Palm Top second. Drew Kemp now slamming the door shut in front of Leon Flint.
Palm Top putting pressure on Nick Morris. He's come through right to the finish line.
What a ride!
Michael Palm Top for Peterborough. Unbelievable stuff, and Peterborough are taking the lead with 3 races to go. What a ride from Michael Palmtoft, riding as though the league title depended on it.
Wow, that was spectacular in the extreme. We had our eyes on the battle for third, and Michael Palmtoft looked like Nick Morris had that all under control, but Michael Palmtoft doesn't know when to throw the towel in, and he raced right to the checkered flag there and stole the victory away from Nick Morris. What an effort that was.
And what a speedway race between Drew Kemp and Leon Flint as well. That was brilliant.
I actually had my eyes on that, actually, because it was really nip and tuck, but got to say that Michael, out in front, does the business.
Palmtoft, the winner, with Morris second. Drew Kemp was a super ride from Drew Kemp to hold off a determined Leon Flint. I do hope that Flint doesn't get too downhearted, because he deserves more than his 1 point that he's got tonight. 37-35, Peterborough lead with 3 to go. Still plenty of speedway around the country to go before we turn the heating on. Heat 13, Sam Masters off the inside in red. Chris Harris going off gate number 2 in blue. Rider replacement for Ulrich Ostergaard. Then it's Leon Flint who comes in for the skipper Rory Schlein for Wolves off gate 3 in blue. And Hans Andersen is going off the outside gate in yellow. Here we go, heat 13. It's a good start from Sam Masters in the red helmet. He really does need to win this race. Hans Andersen trying the outside run in yellow. He's only a reserve, remember. Andersen in yellow. Closes the door and Masters gets to get off. Oh dear, it's all going wrong for Wolverhampton. Hans Andersen, all his experience past Sam Masters, locked the bike up to protect the lead, and Masters had to get off.
Oh, that's disaster for the home team. Andersen super around the outside in the first corner, then got the drop going into turn 3, and Sam Masters just was carrying so much speed and couldn't avoid the back of Hans Andersen and just had to bail out there. You watch it now, Andersen roaring around the outside of Masters. Not a lot of racing room there. I mean, that was really tight. He comes across and really parks it up in front of him, and Masters does well to avoid him, but as a consequence has to bail off. You watch it again now. Andersen comes right across him here and then really does turn hard right in front of him, and Masters does well, very well, just to avoid a nasty collision. But unfortunately that then ended up with him having to bail off, and Harris back in third place. But I'll tell you what, now in the rerun, it's looking like a 5-1 on the cards for the Peterborough Panthers, and they're going to stretch this lead out in heat number 13. That's a big blow for the home team right there.
Get a 5-1 in the restart, and they are in with a real opportunity of collecting 4 league points for winning by such a big margin away from home. There are 4 points on the cards.
Yeah, he's
and
out.
Sam Masters is out as expected.
Yeah, no surprise to see there. A little unfortunate, but tough racing from Andersen down the back straight, fair. But that's a blow for the home team. Pete Adams will be very disappointed, and with only the reserve left in the race, you've got to believe now that Harris and Andersen really will come through. It's an opportunity that the Peterborough Panther boys won't want to slip up here, but I would suggest that there's every chance that they will pick up the big 5 points here. Disappointment for Masters, who's enjoying a great season. Maybe just a little bit of a wake-up call for the Wolverhampton team. Everything's been going very smoothly indeed in recent weeks and recent meetings. You know, they've got the COVID situation with Rory Schlein. They haven't quite clicked. Brock Nicol has been out of form tonight. They're going to have to regroup if they do get beaten here this evening.
Well, I don't think the absence of Schlein has cost them, from the point of view they've got 7 from 3 rides for Rory tonight.
But I do go along. I think Pete Adams maybe downplayed that a little bit. I think he is a positive influence here.
He is, of course.
You know, and I think, you know, he's an experienced man. But, yeah, they have covered well for him. But 1 or 2 boys just not quite clicking into gear this evening. But I'm sure, you know, they've had a bit, you know, Luke Becker, you know, he had a problem with his bike. And Scott Nicol hasn't had the best of nights. But at the end of the day, the Peterborough Panthers have come here, and even though they weren't at their best earlier on tonight, they're certainly piling on the pressure now.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Wolves fans are really getting behind Leon Flint, because they know he's the underdog here.
Oh, crikey, yes.
If he was to win this race, it'd bring the house down, wouldn't it? But it's
a hero
really
forever.
Yeah, he would. He's really up against it, the poor lad. But Chris Harris is off gate 2 in white. Then it's Leon Flint off gate 3 in blue, and Hans Andersen off the outside in yellow. Got to credit Hans Andersen for the way he came around the outside of Sam Masters there.
Strong move.
Yeah. Heat 13 it is. Here we go, and Panthers have made a good start as we expected. Chris Harris and Hans Andersen. Harris is the man in the white helmet colour, in for Ulrich Ostergaard. There'll be a bit of team riding wheel to wheel here. They'll enjoy themselves. Block out the challenge of Leon Flint, but to be fair to young Leon, it's a tough ask out there. He's having a go here, trying to close the door on Harris, but Peterborough should be okay from here to go 6 up with 2 to go.
Yeah, they're not completely comfortable together, Hans Andersen and Harris, but they are reasonably comfortable. They didn't actually touch each other as they got into the first corner, with Andersen wanting to come across the outside. Harris has now actually hit the front. Harris is riding out of his skin, you know, Nigel. He's done that quite nicely. Into the last lap. The 5-1, as we pretty much expected, is on the cards here. They're going to move on to 42 points, and they are in a commanding position now, with just a couple of races to go.
Chris Harris takes the checkered flag. He's got Hans Andersen with him. It's a big 5-1 for the visitors, and it's looking good for them now. They're 6 up with 2 to go.
Yeah.
And they will have renewed belief that they can finish as league leaders in the Premiership and pick their opponents for the semi-finals.
Indeed they will, and it was another lovely ride from Chris Harris. Got so much speed and confidence, and as hard as Andersen was trying on the outside, eventually Harris had to hit the front, and they settled down once again. Harris and Andersen dominating the rerun of Heat 13.
Yes, they have indeed, with Harris and Andersen over Leon Flint. It's a 5-1 to Peterborough, and a scoreline now. Wolverhampton Wolves 36, Peterborough Panthers 42, and there are only 2 races remaining here.
I think that was the only danger there, really, in the 4 laps, when the two riders from Peterborough Panthers almost touched as they went into the first corner. Leon Flint, unfortunately, just missing out. Hans Andersen does like coming across to the inside, and they weren't that comfortable that way round. When Harris actually gets himself to the front, and it's Harris on the outside and Andersen on the inside, there's no question that they looked much more comfortable. Good 5-1, 6-point lead with 2 races to go. Have the home team got anything they can do about it? Andersen's going to be out again here, and that will be his last ride of the night, and that'll put him on 7 rides. And with Scott Nicholls also joining him, you've got to favour that the Peterborough Panthers are going to seal it up here. I could see it happening now. They could clinch the meeting in Heat 14. Here we go. I wonder if Hans Andersen is feeling tired. I think the home crowd will be hoping so, because this is his 7th outing. Here we go, massive race for the home team.
Heat 14 is huge. Can Peterborough seal the deal? Masters has got the advantage. Douglas is getting stuck in. Andersen is trying the outside run. Masters holds the line here. The man in yellow, though, is Hans Andersen. It's a 4-2 to Wolverhampton. Now, what can Nicholls do in white? As Douglas charges hard in 3rd spot right now. Douglas really does need to try and pass Hans Andersen in yellow. The trump card at reserve, splitting the Wolves boys here.
Ruthless move down the back straight, first time for Masters. Douglas up the inside, no, not quite. Pushing hard, Nicholls is out the back, he'll be frustrated with that, roaring around the outside. Masters hits the front, Douglas having a real go in 3rd place. Desperate to try and find a way through, but Andersen has ridden a strong race. Such a tough man to overtake. Into the last lap, 4-2 might not be enough.
No, it's Peterborough who are going to have a 4-point advantage going into the last race of the night. and Wolverhampton need 5-1 in Heat 15 to get a draw this evening. And it does mean that Peterborough know that they are guaranteed 2 league points away from home tonight for a draw, and that is only if Wolves pull off a 5-1 in heat number 15. So,
wow,
quite a finish in prospect.
Yeah, we've got a last heat decider anyway. We did predict that, and it's come true. But Sam Masters bouncing back after just getting it all wrong in the bottom corner with a really strong ride there. Ryan Douglas tried ever so hard, but could not get the better of Anderson.
Yeah, and a good result for Sam Masters, a good response from him. Ryan Douglas tried everything but Hans Anderson. 7 rides, a trump card at reserve, if ever there was one.
He didn't win a race, though. Unbelievably, he didn't win a
shocking,
race.
yeah.
Dreadful night from Anderson.
12 points, Kel.
12 points, very good indeed. And he rode nicely here because Ryan Douglas really did throw the kitchen sink at him. Really did try hard to get up the inside. Masters was tough on the first lap, had to be slammed the door shut down the back straight. Here we see the action for second and third, and Douglas couldn't quite force his way through. Masters, though, came good when he really needed to. Just keeping them in touch here. A bit of a lifeline, you would suggest, with one massive race to go. Big showdown in Heat 15 to come.
I'd love to know what they were talking about there, Hans and Sam on the wind-down lap. But yeah,
have you turned your heating on yet?
44 points to 40, Peterborough lead. They need a 3 apiece. That'll do nicely. But if they get a 5-1, they get 4 league points away from home. Heat 15 is on the way. Let's do it. Right, Sam Masters off the inside in red. Sam Masters off the inside in red then. Michael Palmtoft going off gate 2 in white. Nick Morris, gate 3 in blue for Wolverhampton, and Chris Harris off the outside. 5-1 needed for the Wolves. Anything else, it's an away win for the old boys of Peterborough.
Indeed it will be, and they've done the business. At times, neither team have been at their best this evening. You know, Scotty Nicholls haven't had a great night, but generally they have performed when they needed to. Chris Harris has been outstanding. Hans Anders has really put in a shift tonight with his 7 outings. Palmtoft has won important races. Can he win this big race now in Heat 15? Great way to finish the night.
Yep, Heat 15 it is. Here we go. Great start from Sam Masters up the inside, but Morris has been left around the outside. Comes Chris Harris. It is looking like Chris Harris is going to be the match winner for the Peterborough Panthers in Heat 15. Can the Wolves boys catch him? I don't think so at this stage. They're working hard. Michael Palmtoft now really putting pressure on Nick Morris, and it looks like it's going to be a Peterborough victory tonight.
Super stuff from Harris. He could well be the hero now. He's out in front. Masters is pushing hard, but you know Harris is another really difficult man to pass. Harris is now riding a little bit more defensively because Masters is there. Morris is also having to work really hard to try and get the better of Michael Palmtoft. Palmtoft now coming through into 3rd place, and that could well reflect on the score big time. One more corner for Harris.
Well, it's going to be a brilliant away win for the Peterborough Panthers with a 4-2 in Heat 15. Wolverhampton's unbeaten home record is gone, and that is one of the results of the season for the Peterborough Panthers, who win by 6 points away from home at Fortress Monmouth Green.
What an effort it was. Chris Harris has been instrumental in the win. Of course he has. He wins the vital race at the end, but he did some sterling work earlier on. Michael Palmtoft, another hero's performance from him, back in 3rd place to get the better of Nick Morris. But the Peterborough Panthers have just laid down a marker. They've almost thrown the gauntlet down to the league with this performance. Really a very impressive night of Speedway from them. Great Speedway meeting, super advert for British Speedway, but the Panthers were just too good tonight.
5 wins for Chris Harris. He wins Heat 15. He scores 15 points from his 6 rides.
Super.
Masters 2nd, Michael Palmtoft 3rd. Nick Morris relegated to the back. A 4-2 to Peterborough. And a final score tonight. The Wolverhampton Wolves 42, the Peterborough Panthers 48.
Yeah, Masters got away on the inside, but it's Harris who made a great effort from the outside, used that dirt on the exit of turn 2 and fired himself to the front. Masters tried really hard in 2nd place, but once Harris has hit the front, there really was no denying him. You see him coming across there. Harris was really full of confidence. Just the one blip tonight. just dropping 3 points in his second outing, but from then on unbeaten in his next 4 races. My goodness, Nick Morris there, all out of control, and then Michael Palmtoft is able to take full advantage of the mistake by Nick Morris, making it the 6-point advantage. Super Speedway, thoroughly enjoyable. Home fans will be a touch disappointed, but there's no doubt that Speedway was the winner here this evening.
No doubt about it. Some terrific stuff from both sides, to be fair. Really entertaining racing.
Yep.
A close scoreline throughout the night as well. Live on Monday night, Premiership Speedway action on Eurosport, and it has finished like this. Wolverhampton 42, Peterborough 48. 3 league points to the Panthers, and they now have every chance of finishing top of the table. 3 more meetings to go for the Panthers. They've got 46 points, 6 behind Wolves, who've completed their league fixtures now. Peterborough have Sheffield away on Thursday, and we're with them next Monday. Could that be the night when they clinch top spot in front of our cameras?
No, he's not going to smile. He's told me that already. Thanks, Nigel. Rob, there is a smile there. That is a great performance from your team tonight.
Yeah, superb. To a man, you know, they all chipped in at vital times, and the team was built that way, really, and it's proved all the way through the year, home and away. We've had some terrific matches away from home this year, and tonight was no exception.
You've got 3 matches left now in your regular season. You've got 46 points. You can go top, 10 points available. You must be really looking at that now as a realistic possibility for the Panthers to finish top and have pick.
Yeah, we are. I mean, obviously tonight was the crunch one in terms of whether it was in our control or not, really, and we've overcome that hurdle, and it sets in our destiny, if you like, if you want to put it that way. It doesn't really mean a huge amount. It means we've got control of when we ride and who we ride, I guess, but which is nice if we get to that point. But playoffs are a different day. 4 good teams, very good teams, and everyone starts from scratch. So, you know, at the end of the day, we're really, really pleased, but a long way to go yet.
And one of the things I know you've mentioned in the press recently about, you know, sometimes you're quite vulnerable using rider replacement anywhere in the team, but maybe at number 1. Is there a consideration? Is that almost forced upon you now into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's dictated to by averages, and Ulrich had such a great start to the season, and it's to his credit that we're in this situation where we've got, you know, basically his rides at number 1, and riders like Hans and Bomber being able to take reserve rides, and I don't think that should go unnoticed. You know, he's had a tremendous part to play in this success story so far. Whatever happens, I think it's been a success for us. And yeah, it is difficult. RR is difficult. Pete would tell you that it's not easy, and you know, it can be delicate if you get problems during the meeting with other riders. So it's not ideal, but sometimes you have to run with it.
All right, good luck on Thursday away at Sheffield, and we'll see you next Monday at home.
Cheers,
Thanks,
thank
Rob.
you.